Hello. I wanted to talk about something that is quite uncomfortable, and that is assimilation. Um, I think it's a hot topic, and it's uncomfortable because it's one of those things that we just don't want to talk about, right? Um, it's kind of like pointing fingers in a way. Now, um, what I've observed in specifically America, but this is something that could potentially be extended to other Anglo nations, is that assimilation is not expected. It's always accommodation versus assimilation. For instance, you have different languages, different, like you can call any type of public service, and then they will give you two or three options to go by. If you want to press one for English, two for Spanish, three for whatever language. There's always these accommodating approach to treat the immigrant, which is very nice, obviously, but I'm not sure is that effective. Whereas you compare that to other cultures in the West, specifically, obviously, the Latin culture, and that doesn't happen. Latins in general, for what I've experienced and I observed, are merciless at the time of uh, immigration. What do I mean by this? People will call you out. Not only people, but institutions will not accommodate at all. And I don't know if this has changed over the years. I do not think that's the case, because even for us, which we are South Americans, but we've lived about 4 years in Mexico, we still needed to, and we're, same culture, same language, Hispanic, but we still had to accommodate a lot of our, costumes and kind of like way of being to fit into the Mexican culture. It wasn't is not something that you kind of like you just move and everything is going to be kind of like given to you on a tray. You need to actually, move forward and get out of your comfort zone in order to fit in with that culture. So what I'm trying to say here is that it seems to me there is a big difference between the way that this same group of immigrants integrate into a society that is more blunt and not so permissive, versus societies that are more individualistic and allow more of a you go your way and you do you kind of situation. So just to give you an example, in Argentina, you will get called out on the streets if you just walk around all masked out, or like not masked out, but all cover as a Muslim, as a woman. Women are going to call you out and shout out of to you, hey, liberate yourself. They will say that to you on your face. Not only that, but you will not be allowed to enter banks, to shop, to do a lot of things, because people will not allow you to go on your way all dressed up like that, because so the society will expect you to change your ways, to integrate, not the other way around. So what I see here and what I fear is that if we don't if we don't change this very accommodating policy that we have, America is heading towards a fragmented nation where there's no more unity, and now we have these tribes that they go about their ways and they don't communicate or really kind of communion between them unless it's a transactional thing. Say I just go and buy something and I just ask you, the cashier, how are you? I'm okay, and pay and I go. There's no common ground. And if there is no common ground, this is something that can kind of like fracture from the inside. And so I wonder again if this very individualistic philosophy for which America and the West has been building upon is the right way to do it. And maybe it's time for us to start questioning these ways, and questioning. So two things: what is it that we expect from immigrants in general? I think that's a fair question. And again, I know it's a very spicy topic, right? It's a hot topic. It's maybe people are afraid of talking about it because you immediately can be kind of labeled as a racist or xenophobic, you name it. But I think it's a fair question. What do we expect from immigrants? And once we have that clear, so then hold those standards, hold people up to those standards and push them to do that. And so maybe there's something that we can learn from these other societies that are not so foreign to us. Because at the end of the day, Latins are still Westerns, even though we're kind of like classified under what is called the global South. But we're still part of the West. We're still in the West. We're still in the same continent. We still share Christian values. We still, have the understanding of freedom as the ultimate desire for humans, and the understanding of equality, of human equality. So maybe there's something about these, the other side of the coin, about these brothers and sisters on the Latin world that we can learn from in order to get this nation where people want to, where we want to get it. Anyways, this is already 12 minutes. I thought I was going to finish at 7 minutes, and I just drifted. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Magdalene. I am doing these videos because I want to learn how to articulate my thoughts in a coherent way. And I'm getting there. If you want to know more, go and check my Substack and see what I'm all about. Thank you. Bye.